Could you deliver the goods every day for a year to please your man? Well... well, when Charla Muller's husband turned 40, she decided to treat him to... every night for a year as a birthday present. In her book, 365 Nights, although it felt longer, in which tells the story of their frisky year, she says it improved their relationship, even if she couldn't be bothered at times. Although all I wanted to do was crawl under the covers and sleep, I realised sometimes you gotta do it even when you don't want to. It was like spending Christmas with your in-laws or cheering on a football team. You couldn't care less. I'm sure he's thrilled about this. So, is this something that we'd ever like to try? What do we reckon?
No. Nor would I particularly like to read about her frisky year, particularly.
It'd be the same every page, wouldn't it? Today we had sex, today we had sex, today we had sex.
Today, you know,
every single day.
And today it would be like it. I was, you know, that he was on, I was learning my script, I was on about that. No, I can't think of anything worse, to be honest. I mean, I do think that... I do think that sometimes I should put out a bit more when I don't want to, and I am guilty of hearing those. And Tim has a thing. I know he's rehearsing today, so he won't be watching. Tim has a thing whereby I know when he wants Jiggy Jigs, because he goes, oh, and I just know that he does.
So what do you do?
Well, I start going, oh, I've got a really... Oh, or if it's early bedtime, I run upstairs and go... and raise... I do, because I'm just too knackered with my plate spinning.
No, listen, why don't you should just let him have it?
Shut up!
Come on! It's his right, after all.
Carol,
All that.
Tim is 57. In 30 bleeping years, you come to me and say, let him have it.
No, listen, I would. I can't, you know, obviously at the moment I can't imagine, you know, not wanting
nor could I with Mark.
Well, exactly, but, you know, poor Tim, having an engineer trying to make yourself look unattractive just so he won't want to have sex with you.
I don't. Well,
Quick,
it doesn't
get me
work
tracksuit on,
anyway.
my scarf, my gloves, my socks, everything. Oh, hello, Tim, do you want some?
Luckily, he's not as... Luckily, as he's got older, his sex drive isn't quite as high, because there was a time when I literally couldn't put a dish in the dishwasher. No, without him seeing that as a sign. Honestly.
Well, you know, I know how you feel.
I used to literally go to the dishwasher and put the dishes in like that. So,
I have to say, though, Denise, in Carol's defence, do you remember last year when we were building the house and it was, you know, Grumpy Gate, when Steve was a bit grumpy, and we had this conversation last year and I was going, you know, I can't believe it, you know, he's really grumpy, but he's still expecting, you know, and I'm thinking, well, you're grumpy, what? And you said, well, yep. Can I just say you're kind of right. Even if you know if you kind of psych yourself up and give it to him, and he
they're a lot happier.
And he wasn't, was he?
It's made a big difference. Top feminist Carol McGiffin.
But why don't you want to? I don't understand.
No, I do sometimes want to. I'm just saying I should sometimes put out a bit when I don't want to.
Jane McDonald, you're being very quiet.
Oh, I'm always...
Actually, I think Jane does do it every day when they're together, which is about 5 days a year.
That's true. Yeah,
she just does it 365 times. Exactly, non-stop.
And it's funny because our schedules are so busy, as you know. Ed's on tour with the Searchers, I'm on tour with and doing this and everything else. So we've actually sort of talked ourselves into not. You know, when he gets back, I'll say, look, I'm going to be asleep, blah, blah, blah. But as soon as he gets in, there you go. What can I do? He's, as soon as he gets... Oh, I can't stop myself.
Because you love Ed, don't you, Jane?
I do.
Yeah.
Oh! Yes, I do.
You do?
I do.
She does.
I love him very much. But I've always said, make and beg, you know. Yes. You know, I think a bit of abstinence, and they're very grateful when they do get it. Then, you know? So I mean,
Do you know? I thought you said absence. I was going to say that. That's not allowed.
no, it isn't, love.
Absence makes the heart go fonder.
I tell you what, when you haven't had it for 7 years, once a day ain't enough.
Oh, that's a lie.
Thank God he's only 27.
Remember, you can view all the week's video highlights and many more from past shows on our brand new website. Just go to itv.com/loose women. Right, after the final break, when we've gathered ourselves together, Gabby Roslin gets loose. Before that, check who's dropping by for a fun-filled Friday tomorrow.